What happens when you mix politics and social dynamics between people, alternative punk music, and modern day society? You get Maggots by Dazey and the Scouts. Now, this album's not new. It came out in 2017, and I've never heard of Dazey and the Scouts, so I didn't know really what I was getting into. But let's just say a lot of the tracks were good in terms of execution, in terms of the singing, in terms of the production, in terms of the music in the background. It's just subject matter wise didn't really appeal to me in terms of like what they were talking about. A lot of it was just like touchy subject or perspectives that I was never used to. Like I've never heard the perspective of women talking about like when men like shoot out these like so-called flirty slash creepy texts like why didn't you invite me in the shower kind of like feelings. And everybody knows those texts are corny, but to hear a whole song of it like nice so you're a virgin, it's just like, oh, I get it why it's uncomfortable. But regardless, a lot of the songs were like that. Like Grown was the perspective of a younger person trying to convince somebody older that they're grown, which usually means that you shouldn't really be talking to this person. You shouldn't really be in the dynamic with them of like, you know, age gaps and stuff like that. And then you have the turf, which I didn't even know what that was, but it's trans exclusionary radical feminist, which is like an ideology, kind of like women for women kind of thing, but like biological, you know, type of thing. It's not really like a philosophical like spectrum ideology based feminism. So I wasn't privy to that, so I didn't know anything about that. So there was a lot of these things that if you're on the internet and if you're in that part of the world of like where their audience kind of resonates and relates to them, this album I could see being like very pleasing and like really fun to listen to. It's like almost satire in the same way. Like there are funny moments where you could tell that to a certain audience that this would be considered funny, like fuck Mary kill kind of situation. But to me, maybe I'm just not the right audience. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe they knew like a cis straight like heterosexual guy isn't gonna really appeal to this sound of music, which I try to like to think that I'm open-minded. But as far as the music and the the singing, I thought was really good. They never captured me with the lyrics, and it never was really. It was enticing, don't get me wrong. It got me thinking of like different scenarios and situations that they were building up. But if I had to give this album, Maggots by Dazey and the Scouts, a rating out of 10, I would give it a 6 out of 10.